It's Getting Over It, the chat show where we interview celebrity guests while they control a man in a pot climbing a mountain with a hammer. Who will climb the highest and dominate our leader wall, and who will shame themselves and their family by taking a nasty fall. Let's see how high they can get today until we both get over it. Welcome to Getting Over It with Jessie James. Jessie, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Nick.
Well, you say that now, by the end of this. I don't know if you're going to be thanking me. This, of course, is the interview show where we talk to interesting people while playing the worst game ever made. Getting Over It by Bennett Foddy, an Australian who hates you, and today, you. You see the line there that says Froden?
Yep.
Yeah, Hearthstone caster extraordinaire. That's as high as he got. So let's just aim for that.
Okay.
If you can beat him, and you can beat him.
No, I got it.
He's just a card player.
Totally.
I mean, you're a Twitch streamer.
I am.
Yeah.
Am I playing now? Are we
live? I hope we're not live.
Playing
because
whilst
this is
I'm
some
talking
terrible
to you?
things before the camera started rolling.
This is going to be a terrible... Okay, alright, go.
But I feel like you are actually at an advantage because your job at the moment is playing video games while talking.
True.
And playing them really well and getting really high up mountains.
Okay, so I think that's where you're mistaken. Playing them well is not necessarily part of my job.
Right,
Just
okay.
playing them is. So this...
And so, I mean, at the moment you're at the bottom. We just, like, for the sake of just entertainment, we do need to get a little higher than this.
Well,
now, talk to me about when did you start streaming? When did Twitch come into your life?
Maybe about 3-ish years ago, I'd say. I've been partnered for about 2 years now, just over 2 years, I'd say. So it would have been about a year before that.
And what drew you to constantly exposing your entire life to thousands of strangers?
Honestly, I love the industry. I love gaming. I've always liked the idea of things like YouTube, but I think for me, Twitch is a little bit more community driven. And I think I like that I get to sit and talk to people about video games and share my passion with them. And I think having that live interaction for me is a lot more important than with YouTube, which is sort of you film it, you do it on your own, and then you post it, and then you get comments afterwards.
Yeah, what kind of scumbags would want to make content for YouTube? And what kind of piece of shit would want to do that with their life?
Well, not that I don't like YouTube, I love that
just
one-on-one
the liveness.
sort of live interaction. And
that makes sense. And so, like, talk me through your day, because I obviously, you know, we go on Twitch occasionally. I watch a stack of Twitch. You're up to that house again, by the way. Just want to let you know.
No, I want to stop here. Can I stop here? I need to take a breather. Okay, wait.
You can take a breather. The great thing about this is if you, like, let go of the controls, he just won't do anything. He's just a dude in a pot.
Okay, right, yeah.
So I watch a lot of Twitch.
Definitely.
We're on Twitch, but we're not on Twitch in the same way as you are, where not only is this like part of the income that you make, but you're on for hours at a time, you're on multiple days. Can you just talk me through like what your average day looks like when you're streaming?
Yeah, so I think a lot of people think that all I do is stream for 4 hours and then that's it, and that's the job kind of over. And I think a lot of people don't realize how much stuff kind of goes on outside of that as well. So like I generally stream kind of say 4 or 5 days a week. And outside of that is all sort of like emails and admin. I have all my social media stuff as well.
Yep.
So I kind of spend about as much time in the office, I guess you'd say, as I do streaming each day.
Where is the office?
So when I started streaming, the office was a separate office from my house that I rented because I couldn't get NBN where I was at the time.
Yep.
So I rented an office.
You rented an office to stream in?
Correct.
Wow.
Because it was cheaper than finding an apartment with good enough internet, especially in Australia. So it was like a temporary sort of thing. So I used to drive to an office and stream overnight and then drive home at about 3 a.m. And it was just a little office space I rented.
Why did you not just live there? Because if you're there at nighttime anyway, and then you go out during the day, you come back.
Do you know what the funny thing is? I actually watched the E3 presentations one year live, so in the middle of the night, and because it was a single office, and then all the other offices on that floor were all
more
other
offices?
people.
Right.
So they're all singly, like, rented by single people, and I was overnight, left at about 10 a.m., and everybody had gotten to the office at that time, hadn't seen me come in, and I'm there with sunglasses on, leaving after being awake all night.
It's like the walk of shame, but the shame was watching video game press conferences.
I was just here at 6 a.m, guys. I haven't been here overnight or anything. Watching video game conferences.
What did everyone else in the office do? Were they all like, you know, accountants and
yeah,
importers, exporters, and...
I don't think I had a name. I was the gamer.
Right, okay,
in the corner there.
You were just...
I was
okay.
yelling obnoxiously at some times in the middle of the day, and these poor people are doing like serious business.
You're the only person I know who as a streamer, who rented an office.
It was kind of, it's very impractical. I think some jobs you have, it's easier to go away and have an office and then come back home.
Yep.
With something like streaming, it's such a personal job that I actually find it much easier, and I'm more motivated to do it if I am in my own space. And I think it's just the comfort thing.
Really? I would have thought it's the opposite, because I find it really hard to get motivated to do anything in my house, because it's like my house is where I relax.
If it's business, like office stuff, emails, things like that, I'll generally go out to a cafe and take my laptop with me. If it's streaming, I'm just more comfy in my own house. I wear my trackies on stream, and it's sort of a...
Are you like a news reporter where, like, from the waist down, you could just be wearing whatever, and the waist up? Boys do that.
Apparently there are a lot of male streamers that don't wear pants, guys. Just FYI.
Freaks.
I can't do that.
Name names. Name them.
No.
Right now.
I'm
going to name
them out.
Chinglish. Muso.
Nick Richardson.
Nick Boy.
I have to wear pants, but see, it's because I'm too antsy. I can't sit still for that entire period. I have to get up and get a drink or something. And that one time that I forget, and
yeah, you can boot it off Twitch.
Twitch terms and
And you're a variety streamer as well.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily specialize in one thing. What was the thinking behind? Oh no.
Dude,
well, you definitely don't specialize in this. What was the thinking behind that? Why aren't you a pro Overwatch player?
I'm not really one for, I like competitive games in terms of the industry and eSports and watching competitive games, but I'm not really a competitive player myself, and I think I personally like playing a variety of games. I always have. I've always played shooters and RPGs. I like all my indie stuff, and I like my platformers, and if I'm going to be streaming every day and being able to share my passion with other people, I want to be able to play stuff I want to play. So
I'm so sorry.
No offense, I'm trying to say that in the nicest way, but I don't really care what you guys want me to play.
No.
But I
like that. I like that attitude. I think that's totally right. If you're not going to be the greatest Hearthstone player, the best Fortnite player, whatever, then you should play the things that make you happy. Because if you're playing something just because people want you to play it but you're not into it, then ultimately it's not going to make for good content. And
I think you have to be true to yourself, and I think it's a platform where you have to be real and you have to be honest. People can tell when you're not. And for me, if that's what I'm going to be doing on a daily basis, it needs to be something I want to be doing. Otherwise, if I'm not going to want to be there, no one's going to want to watch me play. The only other thing that I watch Twitch for a lot is just check out games before I play them. I find seeing someone actually playing the game in real time far more informative than watching little like review things, because they're always very opinionated, whereas I can always just sit and watch a streamer play a game. They answer questions, they're normally chatting about what's going on, and within the space of 15 minutes I can find out more about a game than I feel like I can just Googling.
And so then finally, I guess I would say, as someone who spends a lot of their life on Twitch, what are the things, like what are the problems that we're seeing here? Like, from an outsider's perspective, I'm not talking about the game here, obviously. The problem is that you can't get over that line.
There's many problems here.
The main thing I hear from streamers and stuff, where they're talking about the fact that you just have to give so much of yourself over all the time, and that the more successful you are, the more that people like you, the more that they actually want to see of you, the more you, not only time, but just your own life you kind of need to share with them. That seems to be something that can be exhausting for people. Are you finding that? Or?
It can be really taxing. I think it is a very personal thing, and it's hard to kind of take that out of it completely. I share a lot of stuff with my stream and with my viewers, but at the same time there's a lot of stuff that I keep to myself. But it can be emotionally draining as well. I think when stuff happens with your stream, or stuff happens, whether it's trolls and things like that coming onto your stream, you can often take it quite personally, because it is quite a personal thing.
It's almost only
literally
personal.
Putting yourself out there right on the internet for people to kind of come and say and do whatever they like, and it is the internet. Man, it's got to expect that, unfortunately.
All right, well, thank you very much, Jessie. I think we're over. We're over.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're
over. That
over.
was my last attempt.
Where can people find you online?
I'm on Twitch most of the time. It's twitch.tv/GeekandGamerGirl, and then I'm all over social media. I think I'm _geek and gamergirl on Twitter and all these other things. Look, just if you go to my Twitch, You can find all the links to all the other things. Everyone stole all my names on social media, man, so it's...
Oh, that's hard. You should spell your name with an H. That helps.